Welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of Hill and Holiday. Today's topic is one that we all have to face and deal with eventually in life. Is grief. Grief is a profound emotional experience that affects people in various ways, mentally, physically, and socially. Grief can trigger intense sadness, anger, guilt, or even numbness where you just don't feel anything. It often comes in waves, making emotions unpredictable. It can lead to anxiety, depression, and difficulty concentrating. Some people experience prolonged grief disorder, where the pain persists beyond the typical mourning period. Um, it can manifest physically, causing fatigue, loss of appetite, movement, heart rate. Like many people like to isolate themselves, struggling to engage in relationships or daily activities. Um, some of you may know, like, I've dealt with grief in various times in my life. When my great grandmother passed away, when my dad passed away, when my stepfather passed away, when some of my aunts and cousins passed away. But the most severe case of grief that I experienced was when my grandmother passed away in 2020. Um, I went through a stretch where I did not care about my hygiene. I did not sleep. I didn't eat, and I cried constantly. And um, this is tough to talk about. I'm trying to not getting that um that roller coaster of emotion I was feeling at the time. But yeah, during this time when I was dealing with that intense grief, I experienced suicidal thoughts, and this was made worse by my lack of sleep. And in December of 2020, I stepped out on my roof with the intention of jumping. And in the moment as I was stepping out, my phone rang, which was, in my pocket. And that call actually made me rethink, and I stepped back in and just cried my soul out that night. I was definitely trapped in prolonged grief disorder, and I didn't allow myself to go through the grieving process so that I could begin to heal. I was stuck. When I lost my grandmother, it was like everything just stopped for me. And if I did try to go to sleep, I would hear her voice calling my name, things like that. So it would wake me up, and I would just sit there like all night and, basically just cry and just go deeper into depression. And um although I still deal with the grief from her loss, because grief, to be honest, it may never go away, but the impact can be lessened over time. And how I've learned to navigate my grief and escape that darkness, it was just by allowing myself to feel every step of the process. I allowed myself to grieve without judgment. Suppressing emotions can prolong the healing process. And I was definitely internalizing my emotions around my family. But then when I was by myself, it would just burst out, but then I would go back to internalizing. What I began doing was talking to friends and family and a therapist, which definitely helped me process grief in a healthy way. Just opening up and putting everything on the table and not internalizing so much. And then I also began prioritizing sleep, nutrition, exercise to, support both my mental and physical well-being, because during that initial period, like, I wasn't getting any sleep. I was barely eating. Like, I just couldn't. And then I didn't exercise at all. Like, my focus was gone. I was just in a deep depression. And after going through therapy, I learned that grief is a journey, not a destination. So healing definitely takes time, but with support and self-compassion, it is possible to find peace. And I'm still a work in progress, because it's still, just even getting through this topic was hard, because I still feel that pain, and I miss my grandmother, like, deeply. But I hope that this episode helped you to learn more things about grief and how you can navigate it. And thank you for tuning into Healing Holiday. As always, I hope this will help you or someone you know. So please take a moment to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video, and let's heal together. Peace and love.